Hello there dreamers, and welcome to another DIY project with me, Crash from Dream About Editing. But first, I have a question to ask. Do you know what this is? If you do, you're a movie geek like me. And in this video I'll be trying to make my own lightsaber from the famous Star Wars movies. Let's begin. As in every video, I first prepare everything I will need for the project. I have a battery, a Wi-Fi ARGB controller, a few meters of 5 volts LED strip, one aluminum rail, and most important, this LED tube. It is for mains voltage, but I will not use it for its intent purpose. I will only take the case. I will have to shorten it a bit because it's longer than a standard lightsaber. If you are wondering exactly how long a lightsaber is, there is plenty of information on the internet, even with drawings. For the hilt of the sword, I will be using a piece of old sewer pipes, left over from my last home renovation. My idea is for the handle to collect the power and the control unit. I start by disassembling the lamp. I remove both ends and remove the original LED strip. I will seal one end of the tube using hot air. This will be the blade on the sword. One of the reasons I choose this LED tube is that this body is made from plastic and is quite easy to work with. And this was quite cheap, which makes the project even more budget friendly. I think everything hits around 30 euros. I started thinking of idea for the handle, but nothing came to my mind yet, so I move on to the glowing blade. On the both sides of the aluminum rail I will stick the new LED strip. I make the rail and pipe the same length, exactly 1 meter each. The project is going smoothly and this is the place to ask you a question. What would happen if you drop a switch-on lightning saber perpendicular to the ground? Please write your guesses below in the comments. I will attach the LED strip using self-adhesive tape. I have used it quite a few times and it was always held firm and stable. I'm going to put an LED strips on both sides of the rail to light up the entire circumference on the blade. I cut the LED strip on the indicated place. You know it's only cuts where it's indicated. I glue the strips in a way that the diodes are back to back, so that there is no difference between the two sides. I will have to cut the connector on this cable, because the controller power inputs are with terminals. Also the LED strip on the other side also need power. Jump wires must be soldered between the two. When connecting, I look on the colors on the USB cable. Black is ground and red is plus 5 volts. It's time for the first test. Let's see if they light up. there is an indication that the controller is powered. It remains for me to connect it to the Wi-Fi network and try it if it works. After several tries to set up, it worked. As you can see, the controller provides me with numerous functions and colors. I proceed with placing the rail in the tube, but because the pipe is wider than the rail, I have to put spacers. Otherwise, the rail will not be positioned in the middle on the tube, which will reduce light diffusion. To make spacers, I will use part of the remaining pipe. I will cut, heat and press the piece to flatten it. Then I will mark a few circles the size of the pipe and cut them out. Finally, with hot glue I will attach them to the rail. I glue the pieces bent at 90 degrees. Basically they don't need to be glue, but I did it for more firmness. The rail will get warm from the LED strip, but not so much that it melts the silicone. I plan to keep this sword as a prototype and eventually make a new, improved version. I put the rail in with a little force, which is good. This means that the rail will not move in the tube. A little test and shake. It's a sword after all, and it will swing. I finally settled on this handle piece. Next is the adjustment on the handle to the luminous part. I put a tube into a tube to get the diameter I need to insert the blade. It turned out quite complicated because I wanted to make it detachable in case I need to fix it or for future upgrades. I grind the edges and prepare for painting. First, I start with a spray that is a base for plastic. I made two coatings with it. Then I apply one coat of standard primer. And finally, chrome to make it look like a metal handle. After drying, all that was left to do was to put it together and have fun with it. I have a lot of fun making this project. It took me so far back to Star Wars Episode 4, where I first saw a lightsaber. Hit a like if you too have such a childhood memories. All that's left to do is to put the battery and the controller and I'm ready. I don't remember if I mentioned that the battery and the controller are on 5 volts. I'm curious on how many volts Darth Vader's lightsaber runs on. Like any RGB strips, this one starts with AUX covers. It turned out a toy for both adults and children. And thanks to the app, I can choose numerous colors. Did I mention that the sword has a second use? In addition to its intended purpose, you can also be used as a lighting source in case there is not enough light for a video recording, for example. It sounds strange, but I found this product on the internet. It is sold under the name Tube Lamp. Now, let's see if I have the force. I was Crash Skywalker. See you again, dreamers, and may the force be with you.